Hi, my name is Aviva Stanoff. I'm a textile designer and the creative director of a lifestyle brand. We're anchored in textiles and the beauty of imperfection. Today we're going to be doing a technique called One Love. It's tie-dye with a little bit of a bump and a kick, and you'll see what I mean in a second. What we're going to be doing is getting fabrics together, dyes together, and a little bit of a cinch, and we're going to make something like this. I love doing One Love collections because every heart is different and unique, just like you and me. There's no two hearts that are the same, but each one is completely beautiful. So join me on this adventure and let's get started. In order to get started with One Love, you're going to need a few basic, easy peasy things. You'll need scissors, a little crimpy, some paper that you can cut. So you're going to need fabric scissors and paper scissors. You could have rubber bands or zip ties, dyes. I'm including natural dyes, and if you want to learn more about that, you can look at our segment on making your own natural dyes. That's super great too. And you could use regular dyes. I like having a pencil handy, a couple of pencils handy, some sponge brushes, any size, a palette, and some paints, any color you want. Oh, of course, we have glitter around for every single project that we do, whether we're using it or not. This time we're actually using it, so join us. Now that we've gotten our materials together, let's get started. You have to decide what you're going to dye. I've done t-shirts, camis, onesies. Today I'm going to be doing just simple fabric. So I have a piece of fabric here, and I'm going to fold it in half. The next step will be to just give it a quick measure. So let's measure that, and let's see here, about 22 inches. You're going to have a piece of paper that's bigger than 22 inches, and we're going to cut a heart shape out. I do it freehand, but if some of you want to go perfect on it, you can go and download a heart and then exponentially increase it and all that stuff. But I'm going to generally make a heart. So here we go. I just drew it roughly on here, and I'm going to take my paper scissors, and I'm going to just cut that out. So here we go. Cut, cut, cut. We're not going to worry too much about the perfection of it all because I actually give it a few different adjustments. You can open it up and, oh, it's too wide. So you can keep adjusting until your heart suits you and your design and your size. The main thing is don't make the heart bigger than the fabric. So here we go. And I think I'm going to be okay with that. Let's take a look. Ooh, it's kind of long still. Let's trim it down a little bit more. And it's a process, and you could be okay with that. Let's take a look. Okay, I'm happy with that heart. It's a cute heart. Okay, now you can get rid of all your trash. I'll show you a couple of the other heart sizes I've done. Depending on the size of your project, you can do big hearts, small hearts. I wouldn't go much smaller than this size, which is because it gets very difficult to execute the technique. So try not to go smaller than about 9 inches or so. All right, next step. You have your fabric. You're going to put the fold towards you. The fabric can be any kind of natural fabric. The lighter the fabric, the easier. If you use something super thick, it won't be as easy to do for your first project. So try a little bit of a thinner type fabric first. Here's your heart. You fold it in half. You keep it folded in half. The fold goes towards your stomach. So put the fold down. You get your pencil or tailor's chalk if you want to get fancy about it. And you just sketch the little heart on the fabric. Just roughly. If you fold the inside of the fabric towards where you're drawing with the pencil, that'll be inside when you do it. I'll show you what I mean. Then you're going to have to follow the lines and channel your little inchworm and grab and gather the pieces of the line. Follow it in the very center. Cinch, cinch, cinch. Be really careful that you keep it in even gathers. I think now you guys might know why not starting with a super thick fabric might be a good idea. Because gathering this little thin fabric, and this one is silk charmeuse, is a little tricky also. But once you get the hang of it, it goes really fast. So now I have my gather, and I'm moving everything down. I'm going to do a zip tie first. You get your zip tie ready. The hardest thing about this is making sure the zip tie goes into the right space, which I hope I got it right. You'll know that it's right if it makes a little click click sound. So let's, phew, that was lucky. So here we go, zip, 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 and pull it as tight as you can. Like as tight as you can. Sometimes I get my son to help pull, but he's not here right now, so let's go pull. Okay, you'll do several of these. Now we can go on to the next step. Now that we've gotten our hearts in this pinch, I'm going to cut this little edge off so I can work a little easier. I'm going to dampen the fabric in a little box of water, and it could be anything. And I'm going to wring that out. I'm going to have my dies standing by, and I am ready to add color. I found this in the garage, and I put it just on a basic shoebox, and it's my little work surface. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that your work surface is steady, and you want to lay this down. Let's be mindful of where you pinch that fabric, because you're going to apply dye on either side of the pinch. Let's begin. I think I'll use natural dyes for my first pinch. I want my heart to be pink. So I'm going to use the hibiscus dye that I made on an earlier segment. And I am being careful to put the dye all over so it absorbs. I'm going to flip that and do both sides. I'm going to take another color. Let's do a navy. And I'm going to put it on the other side. And you can see that it's going to absorb really nicely and quickly. Once you've gotten your colors in place, and you can also do one color as well if you only have one color, you're going to let that rest for a second. Probably about 15 to 20 minutes. Just let it settle and calm. You can also hang it from a line, which I can show you a little bit later. Now that we've dyed our fabrics and projects, and you've let them rest at least about a half an hour, you can open them up for the big reveal. If you let them dry until they're bone dry, like waiting until morning, you'll have a harsher, more crisp heart. If you open them up right away and let them relax, you'll have a softer heart. What kind of a heart do you have? Well, let's see. I let these dry overnight to show you the difference. You're going to use your pinchers to open these up and not your scissors. Scissors are going to give you a higher chance of cutting your fabric by accident. This was one of the onesies that I dyed in blueberry and regular dye in the One Love treatment. So cute, you guys. This is, oh, I'm sorry, this is cabbage. Cabbage and blueberries, actually, both. So cute. You're going to wash this in cold water without soap in a little rinse. I'll do that in a moment. Let's open up another. That one was really cute. This is the silk panel. I think I'll turn this into pillows or maybe a scarf. Let's see how big the heart turned out. This one's a little bit funky. An experiment on how the colors turn out. I'll iron this out and it'll be a beautiful boho heart. My heart's a boho heart. Okay, this one is onion skins. Let's see how this one turned out. Easy. Oh, easy. This is probably the hardest part, is cutting these open without damaging your fabric. I'm a bit on the impatient side, which is why I've torn so many. Here we go. Okay, I got it now. This is onion skins. Soft color. Ooh, so dreamy. There you go. And we'll rinse that one out. Let's open up the one that's only been resting for about a half an hour or so. So we have to be very careful opening these up with our pinchers. And gently work the pinchers in there. And depending on how tight it is, okay, this is the one we just did. Hey, there we go. As this dries, because the fabric is still moist, it'll soften the lines. We'll let that rest for a second. Ready for the next step? Now that you've gotten your hearts opened up, you're going to iron these flat so we can take it to the next level and add the sparklies. So I like to iron things from the back and just smooth that out. If you want to add a little steam, great. This iron does not have steam on it. Sometimes for thicker fabrics, steam will help it relax. So we're going to iron this out, get all the wrinkles out, and that'll help set the color too. And we're ready to begin. The heart that you used to make your design, you'll grab that now. You'll place it on your heart. It's not going to fit perfectly, that's okay. You'll set it down, and you'll grab one of your sponge brushes. Any size will work. I'm going to use this one. I have some acrylic paints, and you can use any kind of paint that you'd like. Acrylic works the best. And you're just going to take the sponge, dip it into the paint, and paint outwards on the edge. Just softly and in a uniform way. This is a great way to make a heart that might not have turned out exactly the way that you want it and transform it into the next level. It's fun to take things that you think are a mistake and turn them into big successes. So I'm going around the outside. I like to put a little bit longer little tails on the bottom, like so, and the top, like so, almost like a flame, like a heart on fire. There we go. Now for my favorite part, glitter. You're going to sprinkle the glitter everywhere that you want, really. You could sprinkle it wherever you'd like, but it's going to be most effective around the areas that you painted. And you can always go back and add more paint. So don't worry about getting it right on the first try. There we go. Feel free to mix your glitter colors. Then take a separate sponge, one that you did not use for the paint, that's clean, and use it as a little press. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. And if you notice a spot that didn't get enough glitter for you, just move that in towards it. You can't really mess it up. These hearts always turn out great. Okay. Throw the glitter around. Now, gently take the paper heart and lift it away. And if you see any places where you'd like to add more glitter, which I always see places where I want to add more glitter, add it now. And get your little tapping brush and tap that down. Okay, ready for the big reveal? And that is the way I celebrate one love, ladies and gentlemen. This one that we did earlier was dyed in hibiscus and red cabbage. It's much softer, and I'm going to gift this to somebody, so I'd like to pop it out a little bit. So I'm going to take my paper heart from earlier, and I'm going to place it there. I'm going to take my sponge brush, and I'm mixing all the colors together, and it's okay to do that. You can also use one singular color, like clear or white, and I'm going to do a quieter, more subtle accent. The other one we just did was a bit bold. This one's going to be a bit quiet. So I'm going to go around gently, gently. And this is a meditation. There's no way to have a right way or a wrong way. You can use any color pigment, any color glitter. In fact, you can cut out a square or a circle or any shape you want and apply it in this technique. Again, I like to put a little pull down the bottom. I think it's cute to have a little tail, and I like her to fly from the top like this. I'm going to find glitter that I want to do in, I think I'm going to do blue this time. And I'm going to sprinkle it like so. Glitter is pretty forgiving. That's why I like to use it. And I'm going to lightly dust all around. You can go as heavy or light as you'd like. So you'll continue to put glitter down, and then grab your tapping sponge and tap, 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 tap. And this is where I like to ponder all the good things that are in the world, all the things I'm grateful for, and the beauty that is all around us, as long as we keep our eyes open for it. Okay, there we go. I think we're ready to lift up the hearts. Lift your hearts, everyone. Here we go. And this is what this heart looks like. Once in a while, your heart might not turn out exactly perfect, like this one. But that's okay. It's an opportunity to be creative. So let's try some experiments. Grab your heart that you used, and there's a number of reasons why the hearts don't turn out. Sometimes the cinch is too loose, or, things happen once in a while. So when they do, it's an opportunity to take that and explore. You're going to take your sponge brush, and this is something that you could just do for fun, instead of wasting it. And instead of going flat, you're going to make lines like this. It's a little bit of a tribal vibe, which I like a lot. It's a little bit more minimal, and we'll see how that turns out. It'll sit really nicely with the other ones that you've done. Let's give it a try. What I'm trying to say is, don't fret if something doesn't turn out perfect, because it's really an opportunity to have it just be something else. Maybe it was not meant to be exactly the way you expected it. So don't remember to enjoy that journey, because that is the most important thing. Okay, so we have these lines, and I'm gonna toss the glitter basically all over. So this is why I wanted to fix this one, because I get to throw glitter, and that means you guys get to throw glitter and enjoy that, because it's so fun. La la la. I hope I mess up more often, because this is super great. Okay, I've got my tapping sponge, and I'm just like mash, 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 because I just don't need it to be perfect. My heart is going to be beautiful, because I have good intentions. Here we go. Move the heart away, and this is my mess up. I kind of love it. You guys are going to love yours too. cute. Thank you for joining me for the One Love segment, A Journey in Tie-Dye. I hope you enjoyed it. For me, it's a celebration to celebrate everybody's pure heart, and they're filled with so much light, and that it's a great way to celebrate the way that we are each unique and beautiful in our own way. If you like what you've seen and you want to see more, subscribe down below and look at our other segments. We hope that you join us on other journeys, and we can't wait to see you again.